Today's tech tip is about Microsoft Word. This is in Office 2019, Office 365. Microsoft Word, it's their premier word processing program. I want to specifically talk about the View tab. Right now we're looking at the standard Home tab. You see up at the top, there's your View tab right here. Many times people spend all of their time just on the Home tab, but I'd also like you to check out what you can do with the View tab. So I left click on the word View. A couple things to note first is right now we're looking at the print layout. This is kind of your standard editing layout. First thing I generally change is to turn on the ruler. You see right here there's nothing. If I click on ruler, now it's going to show me the page width, which is 8.5 by 11 in this case. It's going to show me the margins, so it's also going to show me the actual width of the words on the page. And again, it's up to you if you like to have the ruler on or off. It's simply a matter of checking the box in the ruler box on the View tab. What you're looking at right now is the typical default size font that Word is set up with. If, for example, your eyes are getting tired or you'd like to see it a little bit larger, come up here and click on Page Width. If you hover over it, it'll tell you. It zooms the document so that the width of the page matches the width of your window. So I'm going to click on it. So now what it's done is made the text quite a bit larger. Now it will not print larger, but it's simply filling the page width that you have on your screen. So that's one way of looking at it. If, for example, you wanted to see what the entire page looked like, come up here, same general area, click on one page. Now you're seeing the whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Granted, it's a little bit too small in this video, and in real life it's too small for a lot of people. But if you wanted to see several pages at once, this is the way that you can do it and kind of see what the balance is between text and white space. So now I'm going to bring it back to kind of the normal view. Click on the 100%. Let's scroll up a little bit and realize that you can adjust zoom to various widths, 200, 100, 75%, whatever you like, whatever works for you and your eyes. There are a few things that I like to do after I've typed a bunch of text into a document. First thing I usually do is I'll click on Read Mode. If you come over here, it's the far left. Left click on Read Mode. What this does is it takes away all the distraction of the toolbar. You can scroll through and read the whole thing. The way to get back to the normal view is to come up to where it says View, left click on it, and go back to Edit Document. That restores it back to the typical view. Again, we're still on the View tab. The other thing I like to do when I especially have typed in a bunch of text and kind of have gotten tired of reading it is I'll click on Immersive Reader. Again, we're on the View tab. Immersive Reader. What this does is usually it changes up the text spacing. Sometimes that makes it easier to read, sometimes worse to read. Click it to turn it on, click it to turn it off. But what I really like to do is to have it read aloud. I'm going to left click on Read Aloud. This actually will read the text out loud to you.
Two women who discovered they were sisters on Facebook while separately searching for their long-lost dad have been reunited with him after 24 years just in time for Christmas.
Go ahead and turn it off. It will either start reading from the very top or it'll start reading from wherever you've placed the cursor. For example, if I put the cursor here, click on Read Aloud.
After meeting, the pair failed to give up on their Facebook search for their...
You can adjust the sound levels by going down to your speakers in the lower right of the taskbar. One of the reasons that I like to have it read it aloud to me is because I can listen for errors and also run-on sentences, incorrect words, that sort of thing. So what I've done is misspelled a word. Let's see if Read Aloud voice can pick it up and if you can hear it.
They are now set to spend their first Christmas and New Year together as a complete family.
There it was. There's actually an L in Christmas that shouldn't be there. Now you can have it sit there and read the entire document to you. It's kind of a bit of a droning robotic voice, but it really helps you pick up things that you have probably glossed over because you've typed it or you've read it over so many times. One thing I like to do is have people read their resume out loud. It really helps them pick up errors and incorrect words. Alright, so now how do we get out of this? Well, a couple different ways. We can come up to View, click on Immersive Reader, get out of it. That'll take us back to the print layout if we haven't been in it before. We can go back to the Home tab, which is kind of the normal, and we can go back to editing as normal. Again, I normally like to have the page a little bit wider, so remember, let's go back to View. Let's turn the ruler back on, and let's turn it to page width. Scroll back up. And again, if we don't like that or we get tired of it, you can click back on 100%, and that takes you back to the normal view. And let's go back to the Home tab. And this is typically the way that you see Office 2019 Word specifically. Alright, so that was a little bit about Microsoft Word's View tab. These tips and more I teach regularly at the Octavia Fields Branch Library of the Harris County Public Library System. Thank you for watching.